In last episode, I hitchhiked with my friends Katie and Craig on their boat Cleos back to Grenada. And after a very eventful week, getting back to Grenada, it's now time to hit the ground running and get my steering replaced on board Traveler.
Look how bad that corrosion is. That is why I deemed Traveler non-seaworthy. To pop the steering cable off of the quadrant and then remove this backing plate. This has been some serious boat yoga. We just loosened the steering cables, so now I can take off these wire clamps, and then we'll be able to feed the wires out through the sheaves, take off this backing plate, and then we hopefully will be able to maybe get to the welders today. It'll be cool, guys. We'll find out, though. We call this boat yoga for a reason. Oh, no, not down. Not down. Steering cables are disconnected. Now time to start dealing with the backing plate, string the wires through. I'm going to try to not have to cut my autopilot cable and my compass cable. I will try to, once I get the backing plate off, I will grab a hacksaw or a Dremel and try to slice this old backing plate. Hopefully it's corroded enough where it should just hopefully break apart. And then on the new backing plate, I'm going to add a divot so I don't have to rerun any of these wires through the binnacle. Look at that, backing plate is off. I'm gonna grab my hacksaw and see if I can just cut this little piece of metal here so that I don't have to pull the wires out of the binnacle. There y'all have it. My entire steering bracket held together by this one single bolt. And that was a ticking time bomb as well. So I am very glad I got this spotted. Now let's go bring it to the shop and see if we can get a replacement.
So now that the old backing plate is removed, it is time to get a new one fabricated. With the holidays right around the corner, it seemed like an impossible task. Luckily for me, Spice Island Marine said they can get her done. And now with 2 weeks to kill, it's time to get into some projects I've been pushing off.
One last clean and we're ready to paint. Fresh painted non-skid, yeah. The cockpit's not dangerous anymore, yeah. We are always dealing with something here. So last night at 3 in the morning, I woke up because I heard my freshwater pump running. And then I heard a little bit of water trickling. So what I found out was I have a sudden leak in my freshwater lines. At the same time that happened last night, this through hole, which is my bilge pump outflow, cracked and fell out. So I was pumping all of the fresh water from my bilge right into my garage, which soaked all of my kite stuff, all of my stuff back here, cushions. So I had to wake up and deal with that. So now I need to find a new through hole. And I've got to find my freshwater leak, and I've got to let everything on my boat in this locker dry. Luckily, the sun's out today, so we are just pulling everything on out. Everything's wet. Luckily, there's no oil in my bilge, so we're just dealing with wet, mostly freshwater. And so this is what the boat's looking like. Oh no. So I'll just shove that right there for now. So hopefully I don't get any more water in the boat. Now time to go to Budget Marine. All right, well, I'm just gonna turn off the bilge pump. And then hopefully I remember to turn it back on when I get back over here in hopefully less than an hour. So one of the worst parts about all this happening with this water line break is everything in my cockpit locker is already laying around deck because I'm waiting on the part to put back in to fix my steering. And now I also have everything from my garage having to lay on deck because the garage needs to dry out. This boat is cluttered. All right, we found the leak. Thankfully, it's the nice and easy spot to get to. It looks like the hose clamp actually broke. You have a snapped hose clamp. So water is just slowly draining on out of there, which ended up in the bilge, which ended up in my aft locker. Well, looks like now I gotta go fill up my entire freshwater tank. Yeah.
Glop, 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 glop.
Haha, I'm on Afterglow, and Em and Andrew are not here. Haha, party on Afterglow. Haha, I just came by Afterglow. They are out of town for a couple weeks. I was tasked to come check on their boat, and we're not sinking. There are no weird smells, so Afterglow, your boat's okay. While I'm here, let's duck them. 1 duck, 2 duck, 3 duck. Hey Afterglow, you got duck rangoon, egg rolls.
Crab rangoon.
How are they, boys?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Very wicked.
Yeah. I'm just on top of my mast, changing out my anchor bulb and getting rid of this topping lift. We got my neighbor down there. That's Andy from Orion 2, right next door. Came over to help me out. So we're gonna get all this change out and Alright, the part is done. We are heading back to Spice Island Marine here in Grenada to go pick up our parts so we can put our steering back together. We are less than 24 hours before we fly out. And we are about to replace the entire steering column. So let's go. Let's empty out the cockpit locker and see what happens. We can do it. I'm sure we can do it.
So unfortunately, my clips were corrupted from installing this backing plate, but I was up until about 3 in the morning getting the job done before I fly out.
Alright, my boy Miles on Whitefin came out to help me with this steering project, and I just got the cables back installed, so let's see if we can turn the boat. Looks like we have some type of steerage, heck yeah! Wow. We are flying out in 2 hours, and this is what the boat looks like. No! All right, about to tow the old dinghy over to More Safe for letting me stow my old dinghy with them for a couple weeks. Absolutely glass out here right now. I'm gonna fly out in an hour! Fudge! And little did I know, that clip was the last clip that this DJI Action Pro was going to record for quite some time. So as I was stepping off my boat onto the dinghy to get a ride to shore to head to the airport, my Action Pro decided it was going to go for a quick swim in about 30 feet of water underneath my boat. And it was less than 2 hours until I had to be on the airplane. So I had to suck it up and leave my camera at the bottom of the ocean underneath my boat. Fortunately, the following day, a friend of mine, Zedd, at More Safe was able to bring his scuba gear out and go dive for the camera. And he successfully found it, and it still worked. So now that I was back in South Carolina and my camera was still in Grenada, I had to get it back in hand. Luckily, my friend Lindy on Four Seas was flying back to the States a few days after New Year's and was going to be able to ship me my camera. Right now, it is the middle of July, and if you're wondering why I am just getting to editing this footage from before New Year's, after she did 2-night shipping to send me my GoPro for $75 US. This is the proof of delivery that FedEx sent me. FedEx claimed they delivered my package. The package was nowhere to be found. $75 US for this. This is the photo of the proof of delivery. This is their proof that it was delivered. I did not have the camera, I did not have the box. And they pretty much told me there's nothing they can do except refund the shipping. I had to go buy another camera because FedEx lost my package and was not claiming or taking responsibility for it. The end of April, over 4 months later, and the package just miraculously ended up on the front porch. And great, now I'm in Grenada. The whole reason I got it shipped from Texas to South Carolina is because I wanted that footage. I wanted to be able to go through and edit these videos. Great, I'm in Grenada. My camera's in South Carolina.
I had to wait until the middle of May when my father flew down to come see me in Grenada for him to bring me this camera and finally reunite me with this footage. So a big shout out to FedEx for being absolutely garbage. Fortunately, I somehow got the camera back after wasting a bunch of money with FedEx, and I'm able to catch up on this footage. And it is middle of July right now, and this video was from right before Christmas. So got a little bit of catching up to do, a lot to come in the next few episodes, and I can't wait to show you guys what I've been up to. Cheers.
Happy New Year, John. We'll see you when you get back to Grenada.
And if anybody here wants to be the most stylish people in town, the Traveler merch store just dropped. The link will be in the description, as well as a link to my new Patreon for if anyone wants to support Traveler and myself further. And if you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe.